Victor Osimhen thought he was going to go for the long-range shot. That's a great ball over to the left-hand side. Adams, can he get a shot in? There's your goal, the second! And then comes from Adams on his debut.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another amazing edition of Sports for Less Daily Updates. It's do or die for the Super Eagles as they head into the final match of the CAF 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers against Benin Republic, knowing well that massive or convincing win against Benin Republic will keep their 2026 FIFA World Cup tournament hope and dream alive. And I'm going to give a deep dissection of how the Super Eagles can make it to USA, Canada, and Mexico. Before that, let's show love to this platform by giving this video 1,000+ likes. After that, if you're new on this platform, subscribe to the channel, hit on the post notification bell for more updates. As usual, my name still remains Solomon Kwajasante, your only nomenclature world engineers philosophy in sports, a Ghanaian who has declared his full support for Nigeria sports with a Nigerian name, the only one, Solomon Chukwu Emeka. And please do well to leave your decent comments in the comment box for special shoutouts in my subsequent videos. Or more straightforward, let's get into the video and talk about our Super Eagles and how they can make it to USA, Canada, and Mexico. Before that, let's talk about our final match of the CAF 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers, and it's coming off Tuesday on the 14th of October 2025 at the Gosio Apabio Stadium in Uyo. Nigeria versus Benin, 4 p.m. Ghana time, 5 p.m. Nigeria time, and 6 p.m. South Africa time. And on that note, I know we all had a full glare of our penultimate game against Lesotho. I just don't want to talk much into it, but the piece of advice I can give to our players or the team going into the final game against Benin Republic is that they have to improve, especially Stanley Nwabali. You've proven recently to be the reliable #1 goalkeeper for the Super Eagles. So there are certain minor errors. You should forgo them. You shouldn't do in the post at this critical moments for the Super Eagles making it to USA, Canada, and Mexico. So I'll come back and talk about the Super Eagles in my subsequent updates, especially just before the game against Benin, same as our game after Benin, after every moment in the CAF 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Same in the group of others and in with the Super Eagles. Talking of last matches to be played, Ubi, South Africa versus Rwanda. You will not much be focused on that of Lesotho versus Zimbabwe because the results of that game will not get a great impact of the table at the end of the journey. And Nigeria versus that of Benin Republic. The penultimate matches, Nigeria 2, Lesotho 1. Benin in away win against Rwanda by a 0-0. South Africa in parity with that of Zimbabwe, 0-0 the scoreline. And this is the results as in the standing for Group C. At this moment, things are very tight and every moment is very imperative for the Super Eagles against Benin Republic. So the standing, let's all have a full glare on our screens. Benin, 17 points plus 5 goals. South Africa, 15 points plus 3 goals. Second, Nigeria, third with 14 points plus 3 goals. Rwanda, fourth with 11 points minus a goal. And Lesotho with 9 points minus 4 goals. Zimbabwe, 5 points minus 6 goals. So this is a standing for Group C at the moment. And 3 countries can make it after the final matches to USA, Canada, and Mexico. Benin, South Africa, and Nigeria. And on this note, let me talk about how the Super Eagles can make it to USA, Canada, and Mexico in their final game against Benin Republic. So every competition, we have rules and criteria. And to the first criterion, and that's of the rule, let's talk about how they brought it through FIFA. According to them, the winner of each group, we have 9 groups with 6 countries each, making 54 countries. So the winner of each group will automatically make it to USA, Canada, and Mexico. And at this moment, Benin is leading with 17 points plus 5 goals. South Africa second with 15 points plus 3 goals. And Nigeria is third with 14 points plus 3 goals. So if Nigeria wants to make it automatically, being the group winner from Group C to USA, Canada, and Mexico, they have to get victory against that of Benin Republic in the final game. Talking of 2-goal margin, 3-1, 2-0, 4-2, and the others. On that note, if they're able to score Benin within that margin, they'll be getting 17 points plus 5 goals. Benin will drop with goal difference with 17 points plus 3 goals. And they will be also looking at the results elsewhere in their benefits. And this time around, in the benefits of the Super Eagles with a 2-goal margin against Benin Republic will be that of South Africa drawing with Rwanda or South Africa losing against Rwanda. And on that note, they can make it. The second one is if South Africa wins against that of Rwanda, meaning Nigeria victory against Benin won't work this time around. Automatically, South Africa have qualified from the group, and Nigeria, with a goals difference between Benin Republic, let's say 2-goal margin, will keep them at the second position. That one will lead us to the second criteria or Route 2 govern the competition. And this is coming as criteria to juxtapose in terms of teams withdrawal and disqualification with FIFA rule or FIFA law in the article, talking of Article 11.5 of the FIFA World Cup qualifiers in Africa, the preliminary one, for comparison, same as ranking of the teams. And according to the article and criteria, results of the lowest ranked countries or the bottom ranked countries, same as withdrawal of the country within that group, will be nullified. That is the first rule governing that criteria, and they will do it for multiple withdrawals. So if it happens for only one country, they will go in with the same format. And if it happens for 2 or more countries, as in disqualification and withdrawal, they will go in using the same method. Talking of the Article 11.5 govern this competition. Now let's talk about how it is going to work in the benefits of the Super Eagles. And this time around, as I said, we had 9 groups with 6 countries each. But when you go into Group E, we have 5 countries, just because Eritrea, before the commencement of this qualifiers, ended up withdrawing. And their withdrawal is likely going to benefit the Super Eagles based on their previous or past antecedents and their precedents. And their withdrawal has left all these groups in that balanced manner as compared to other countries. And on that note, according to what they are going to use, based on what I said, is ignoring the points of the lowest ranked countries or the bottom ranked countries in the country or in the groups as well. So that's said, among the groups, we have 6 for 8 groups, 6 countries for 8 groups, and we also have 5 countries for Group E, talking of the country where we have Morocco. And I know you are having a full glare of your screens to see how things are happening so far. Now let's talk about how the points docking or goals docking is going to be for these countries in the group. And they are going to use it for second runner-ups. So after that, the effect is they just then can't choose second runner-ups, comparing for choosing the best 4 without comparing with equal number of matches. It has to be balanced number of matches. So we are going to have a full glare of how the points docking is going to be. And I'm talking of results. Results talking of the points and that's of the goals. So let's check on our screens with the various standings for match day 9. We are now done with match day 9, left with the final matches. I did that for some matches after match day 9, and now we are done with everything. So talking of Group A first, how they are going to deduct them. Burkina is second. Djibouti is 6th. Burkina in away game won against Djibouti by 6-0. And in the home game, won against Djibouti by 4-1. So in all, they scored 10 and conceded a goal. They are going to take 9 goals with 6 points from their points. Let's talk about Group B. DR Congo, second. South Sudan, 6th. Away game victory for DR Congo, 4-1. home game victory for them, it was 1-0. So at the end, they scored 5 goals and considered a goal, meaning they will take 6 points and 5 goals from the accumulated goals and points from that of the lowest ranked country, talking of Sudan. Group C, second country is South Africa, and the lowest or bottom ranked country in the group is Zimbabwe. First game, victory for South Africa 3-1. It was home game. And second game, it ended up sharing the spoils with Zimbabwe 0-0. So at the end, they had 4 points, and they are going to take 4 points, same as 2 goals from that of South Africa's accumulated points. If at the end of everything, they are second in their group. Group D, Cameroon second, Eswatini 6. Home game victory for Cameroon was 3-0, and away game was in parity 0-0. They had 4 points accumulation and with 3 goals. So they would take all these points and goals from that of Cameroon. Let's talk about Group E. For Group E, it is nullified because that is where Eritrea withdrew from. Now to Group F, Gabon second, bottom ranked country in the group is Seychelles. In their matches, away victory for Gabon 4-0, home victory for Gabon 3-0. They ended up accumulating 6 points with 7 goals. So they will be deducting all the results from that of their accumulated points. Group H, Namibia second, Sao Tome and Principe 6. Home game victory for Namibia 3-0. Away game victory was 2-0. They ended up accumulating 6 points, 5 goals. Group G, Uganda second, Somalia 6. Home game victory for Uganda 2-0. Away game victory for Uganda, that was 1-0. 6.3 goals to be deducted from the accumulated points and goals. Group I, Madagascar second, Chad 6. 3-1 away victory for that of Madagascar, 3-0 home victory for Madagascar. 6 points, 5 goals will be deducted from theirs. So as it stands now, we are done with match day 9 of the CAF 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. And before I go into how the ranking have been so far and where you think the Super Eagles will be fixed at the end of the final match, let me talk about this. Initially, in my previous presentations, I spoke about CAF and FIFA not confirming countries as to how they are going to rank them among the various second runner-ups. And now, they've come out with official communique. Let's check out on our screens to know that for now, everything is genuine. And that is what they are going to use. Talking to all member associations affiliated to CAF. And it was dated on the 14th of March, 2025 in Cairo. African qualifiers for FIFA World Cup 2026. Updated qualification criteria for the best 4 runner-ups, of which I've given out extensive explanation. But let's have a glare on our screens to buttress with evidence right from CAF and FIFA. Reference to CAF circular letter dated 18th May 2023 related to the organization of the African qualifiers of the FIFA World Cup 2026. The following criteria were set for qualification to the FIFA World Cup 2026. The 54 African associations are divided into 9 groups, of which we know, and of 6 teams we know already. The first of each group will qualify directly to the FIFA World Cup 2026 according to the results in each group in conformity with the criteria mentioned in the regulations. And I've spoken about this, talking of Article 11.5. And the 4 best runner-ups play centralized continental playoff to determine the African team which will play the Intercontinental FIFA Playoff Tournament. So in that is what I've earlier explained. I wanted you to know that it's coming from CAF and FIFA for you to know about that. And on that note of the last matches, it's coming out with criteria same as condition for the Super Eagles if they are being ranked second in their group. Let's talk about it. So Gabon with the 16 points with a game to go, which is a home game against Burundi with 16 points. Automatically, they will surpass that of Super Eagles. So we've tipped Gabon. Let's talk about the next country coming out with condition. Madagascar, if Nigeria wants to surpass them, they have to draw or lose in their final game against Mali. Talking of the next country, Burkina Faso, they are having 12 points. Madagascar is having 13 points. So if Nigeria wants to go past them, they either have to draw or lose against Mali. And with Burkina Faso, after points and goals docking, they are having 12 points. And it's 50-50 between them. So for Burkina Faso, if Nigeria wants to forgo them, they have to win convincingly against Benin. More than 3 goals or 3 goals margin. Now, to the next country, Cameroon. Their next game will be against Angola. It's a home game. And for Burkina, their last game will be against Ethiopia. It's a home game. So all these countries, they are having home game matches to be played with 14 points for Cameroon. Their last game, if they win against Angola, they are going to 17 points, meaning they will surpass that of Nigeria. And with DR Congo, they're having 13 points. Their last game is a home game against Sudan. Namibia, 9 points. 1 game to go against Tunisia. For Namibia, Uganda, and South Africa, it will be very difficult. But I'm just ranking them for the benefits of the Super Eagles. That's Super Eagles, as we are talking goals and points from the other countries. We are also going to do same for the Super Eagles if they are second. At the end, if they get 17 points after a victory against that of Benin Republic, they will also take 2 points from that of the Super Eagles, because looking at the lowest ranked country in the group will definitely be Zimbabwe. And in their matches against Zimbabwe, both home and away, they had 2 points. And they do points, they are going to take it out from that of the Super Eagles of Nigeria before they juxtapose with other groups or other countries based on how they are going to dog them, both points and goals. So that is it. And let's have a full glare on our screens with the standing at the moment. So I've spoken about Gabon with 16 points, Cameroon with 14 points, DR Congo with 13 points, Madagascar with 13 points, Burkina Faso with 12 points, Uganda with 12 points, Niger with 12 points, South Africa with 11 points, and Namibia with 9 points. So at the end of everything and at the end of the final matches, definitely this table will change. That is where I've spoken about. That in the final matches, is coming out with conditions for the Super Eagles. If they are second, for Gabon, there's no way they can beat them with 4 of the best runner-up. Gabon will be one of the best runner-ups. And at the same time, Madagascar for them, for the Super Eagles, talking specifically, they have to draw or lose so that they will pass that of Madagascar. For Burkina Faso, it's a home game for them. They're having 12 points. If they get a 3 point, they are going to 15 points. And it will be very difficult for the Super Eagles in terms of goals difference. As you are seeing on your screens, even after taking out those goals from them, they still have some +4 goals, which is difficult. Nigeria is having +3 goals. So we have to score more than 3 goals. It should be like 3 goals margin before we can compare ourselves to some of these countries as one of the 4 best runner-ups. So at this moment, it's going to be very difficult for Nigeria. But I think the mentality, if they want to top the group, I've given out the conditions. Topping the group, that is the results elsewhere going in their favor. Talking of South Africa drawing with that of Rwanda. And at the end, they giving Benin Republic with 2-goal margin. And if they want to be part of 4 of the best runner-up, assuming it doesn't go on their way, they have to go in with 3 goals margin against Benin Republic. So the generality of everything is Nigeria needs to score more goals. Nigeria needs to score more goals. Nigeria needs to score more goals. That is the best option for them now. If they score with 3 goals margin, definitely, I think, even if they don't make it as group winner, they are going to make it as one of the 4 best runner-ups. That is the condition as it stands now. 1 goal for Nigeria won't be okay. 1 goal margin won't be okay for Nigeria. If it's 1 goal margin, I can tell you emphatically that Nigeria is out or will be out. If it's 1 goal margin, Nigeria will be out. So it should be 2 or 3 goals margin. And even the 2 goal margin, it should be in the benefits of the group as group winner. But if they are going in as going to compete with the 4 of the best runner-ups, they have to go in with 3+ goals margin against Benin Republic. So it's a do or die affair for them. The ball is in their courts. Though we are not writing them off, but we're giving them condition as to the specific criteria set up by CAF. Whatever CAF FIFA will do in the benefits of the Super Eagles, they've done. Point docking, they've done. And this time, a UCR factor, it has been issued. What a game for Nigeria. The ball is in our court. As to how we are going to play it, as to how you are going to shoot it, as to how you are going to throw it, it's on to us. I was being supported by my hardworking chief editor, Emmanuel Kwame Asiedu, and my amazing graphic designer, Dominic. Before I take a leave of you, let me give special shout out to these amazing people. Special shout out to Solomon Pe. I do appreciate your support. John Adurunmu, I do appreciate your support. Raphael, I do appreciate your support. And to Mikel, I do appreciate your support. Charles Batlogun, I do appreciate your support. Linus Obi, okay, I do appreciate your support. Linus, again, I do appreciate your support. Mune Ede, I do appreciate your support. Ikechuku, I do appreciate your support. And this is to Ikechuku Felix, again, I do appreciate your support. Emmanuel Chika, I do appreciate your support. And to other commenters in the comment box, let's subscribe to the channel, hit on the post notification bell, and keep it locked on this platform. It's still Sports Filler. Go Nigeria, go Super Eagles. We can do it. Let's go. Bye-bye.